We've had JobKeeper, job seeker, job trainer, job maker. Everything gets tested. Home builder, even though not a dollar has gone out on that program. It's more promo than ScoMo for this Prime Minister. Remember the Defence Act at the height of the bushfires. Couldn't pick up the phone to Shane Fitzsimmons and tell him that Defence was involved. But they had the ad ready, complete with the donate to the Liberal Party button. And then we come to aged care, summarised by, in one word, by the Royal Commissioners when they brought their interim report down. Neglect, neglect. It still didn't result in any action, even though we saw in January and February internationally the need to get people out of nursing homes and into hospital if they were infected. We saw Newmarch and Dorothy Henderson Lodge, there were reports on them that were buried by this government. The bells were ringing but no one was listening. As of yesterday, 460 elderly Australians who've helped build this country passed away. Nursing home residents. We see ants and maggots in open wounds. We see untreated infections. We see shocking accounts of thousands of sexual assaults in aged care facilities. News Corp's 360 campaign is showing more leadership than this Prime Minister and this government. And we saw in the Senate today Minister Colbeck censured. The first time that has happened in more than half a decade. And what did we see from this Prime Minister? He just dismissed it all. He said, oh, well, Graham Richardson got censured. You bet. And he resigned from the Senate, not just from the ministry. The fact is that this minister is simply not up to the job. And he should go. But so should Minister Taylor, so should Minister Sukkar. They're all lining up to go out the door. The fact is that this is a government without vision. We know that from last year. The economy hasn't headed south just because of COVID. Its starting position was so weak. We had growth below trend. Every quarter that this man has been the Prime Minister and the Treasurer has occupied his spot has been below trend. We saw wages flatlining, productivity going backwards, consumer demand going backwards, business investment going backwards. Every key economic indicator, that was the starting point. And then just occupying office rather than doing something with it. We had no plan for the economy. There's been no social policy advancement. There's no agenda on the environment. They don't have an energy policy. They are just there to stop us being there. That's what defines them. What they're against rather than what they're for. And Tony Abbott, of course, said that. And they can't even have the ticket to take on someone like the member for Hughes with these extraordinary comments that he's made about hydroxychloroquine. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous misadventure, inappropriate for any member of Parliament. What will be the legacy of this government? They may as well be a bunch of waxworks. A government designed by Madame Tussauds. You take a selfie, put it on Instagram with any one of them, and try and convince some of your friends that they're real. That this is a government. Because there's no responsibility. There's no accountability. It's all politics. All announcement, no delivery. Always there for the photo op, never there for the follow-up. And we heard it today graphically from the Prime Minister and the Minister for Agriculture when the member for Eden-Monaro asked her first question. A $200 million fund annually in financial years on bushfires. $150 million for recovery, $50 million for resilience. They said it wasn't necessary. There are people living in vans. The woman who the Prime Minister forced to shake his hand is living in a van with her young kid. Living in a van in Cobargo, but nothing's needed. What did they say? It'll be all available again next year. Next year they can make another promise and deliver not 1 cent.